Hey, it's Coach Mark Smith here for Wake and Alive. We just launched our first online program. What I'm going to go over today is the warm-up that we've created for the level 1 program. We're going to do some wrist prep, some hip circles, shoulder circles, hanging, pelvic circles, torso circles, a couple of locomotions here, inchworm and lizard, and then a really great gymnastics level skill called hollow body hold. I'm going to take you through all these things. Basically what the goal is to kind of address and cover these issues that are more prevalent in every day. You sit at a desk all day, your job, you know, we need to adjust the wrist and our hips and shoulders, they're real tight, real bound up from this thing. So the goal here is to sort of undo the wear and tear of every day and also make us better all around. If you had the choice between doing all this a couple times through one day or actually doing your workout, I would actually say you'd benefit more from doing this in the long run. But that doesn't mean neglect your workouts that we've written up for you. So I'm going to start. I'll kind of abbreviate the time and duration of everything, but show you a clear example of what we're looking for. And if you have any questions at the end of the video, just shoot us an email to wakeandalive.net. So we're going to start here on the floor with some wrist prep. I'm going to come down and I just want to start by getting some weight into my hands and just sort of maybe do some circles like this. Come out real far over, create that sort of angle there. We'll go over the back side. I want to have a nice straight line here, not really there. And I want to try to work that sort of external rotation. You see my elbow crease comes around to face you. All right, it can come here. We can work it sideways like this. Come to the fist, roll the fist. Okay, basically anything that sort of feels like you're kind of pressing and stretching at the same time on the wrist. All right, so we do this for about, this is a really good one here. Come back there. This one actually works into the shoulders a little bit as well. It's all connected. This one works really good into just opening up all that junk, I like to call it, all that gunk we get in here. We don't use our wrists enough in the modern world. So we want pressure on the wrist because we are going to do pressure later, and the wrist I found to be super weak in just about everybody. We'll move on to our hip circles. You want to get in a position here on all fours. I'm going to take my left knee and I'm going to draw as big a circle as possible. Okay? We'll do a few this direction for the video, and a few this direction. Take your knee and make the biggest circle you can. I'm actually going a bit too quick. You want to slow it down a little bit. Big, 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 slow, slow, slow. You're going to feel it cramp up a little bit there. That's all right. We're trying to get back the use of our hip. Our hip's a ball and socket joint. It should be able to move like that freely. Then we'll stand up here. We'll do some shoulder circles. Same concept. Back with the hip ones, you wouldn't do it both sides. I want to come here like I've got somebody pulling on my arms, and I'm going to make as big and slow a circle as possible with both my arms. Might get sticky back there, that's alright. Work through that. Really, we should always keep in that tension. Again, like somebody's pulling my fingers. Now I would do 10 this direction, and then I would do 10 this way. Really letting the shoulder blades move. Alright, I'll just do 3 here for the sake of the video length. Then we're going to come over here hanging. I'm going to demonstrate hanging so you can see me from the back. What I'm looking at is that traction in the shoulder. The grip's the limiting factor for most people. Most people's hands aren't very strong yet. It'll get better. Just keep practicing. And this is the best thing I know for upper body health and restoration. You're just going to hang like this. This is passive here where my shoulders sort of hide my ears, and an active would be here where I activate my shoulder blades. Both are fine. I recommend starting with passive. And if you can film down to my feet, this would be an assisted hang. So I'll take some of the load out of my hands, and a lot of you might want to start there with an assisted hang to start with. Then we're going to go over to some pelvic circles. This is kind of work all that gunk out of the hips. We're going to go feet a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. I just put my hands here because it looks cool, I guess. And I'm going to take my hips and ass and draw as big a circle as I can around the room. So I really push it this way. Really push back in here. Okay, really feel that in the hamstrings a lot. I'll take this hip towards the camera as far forward as possible. Now you see that curve in the low back. Big and slow. And you go the other way. I'll just do a few for the video here. And then the torso one looks a little similar, but I'm gonna draw the circle with my chest. I'll take my chest and make the circle now. And you see my hips aren't moving as much as they were last time. In a perfect world, they'd actually be pretty much still. So the chest drawing the circle, bringing it around, and we go back this way, around with the chest. Giving that spine some nice health. Chinese proverb says you're only as old as your spine. I believe that. Next, we're going to go into our locomotions, inchworm. If you come here, if you can't touch the ground here, that's all right. You might start here and just sort of hop forward. But what I want is my legs as straight as possible. I'll start here and I just sort of tippy it out. And this is a perfectly acceptable position for most of you. Those that want to go a little further or have the ability to go a little further, you can come out here and really get into those shoulders a little bit more. And then you just sort of tiptoe up. Bringing the feet to meet the hands, and I want to stay nice and tall through the legs. Open up those hamstrings. Lots and lots of people have really tight hamstrings, and it creates a world of problems for the rest of the body, especially in the low back. And this is a good one to open it up. You'll want to do this a few times. I also like this one because no matter how many times you do it, it always seems to be a little bit challenging. Alright. Then I'm going to do a lizard crawl back. On Awaken Live's website, we have, I've done for you a whole series of 3 levels of progressions for this. I'm just going to do a level 1 progression today. Keep it simple for you. If you want to look into other ones, go back and check out the article on the website. But this is a great full body movement. I'm basically just going to slap the ass. Wipe and reach. I've got a hip rotation of the hip. Opening with the hip this way. Pressing through the shoulders. A lot of movement going on here. Really getting the body going. Alright. And then I'll finish with our hollow body hold. I'll show you a couple variations there. We're going to start on the ground. I actually like to instruct people to start with their legs up. Then I'm going to push this curve up my back. I'm going to eliminate. I'm going to press my spine into the floor here. Okay? And then I'll roll the upper body forward. And we can go ahead and start by just lowering our legs and then bringing our knees out a little bit. And maybe start here for a lot of people. See how I look kind of scooped here? Okay, hold that. This is plenty challenging for most people, especially starting out. If you can't get 20 seconds here, no need to go any further until you get 20, 40 seconds right here. And then ultimately we want to get to this beautiful scooped out position. Look like a banana here. Okay, nice and scooped. Spine's pressed in. Shoulders are rolled up. Upper body's lifted. And we hold that. Phenomenal for building core strength. Helping the spine just become nice and strong. And kind of reclaiming some postural deficits that we've had happen to us in a modern lifestyle. So that's the warm-up that we're going to have you do. You feel free to do it on your off days just to keep mobile and keep loose. And again, if you have any questions, just shoot us a line. And thanks for signing up for the newsletter and checking out our page. Thanks.